Hey everybody. I hope you can hear me. First few people to jump on, let me know if you can hear me. I've got my fan blowing. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm back in Not Your Mama's Van. I'm back in her. And let me just tell you. So when I got there to pick her up, I tried to swipe my card to pay for it because I had transferred PayPal money to my account, which now with PayPal, if you transfer it to your debit card, it'll go within minutes. If you do it to a bank account, it takes 3 days. So I put it to my debit card, and it took just minutes to get there, what I needed. And I went to swipe my card to pay for the repairs, and it didn't go through. And I'm like, okay, well, I transferred the money, so it's in the checking account, and this is my debit card. It's the right card. Okay, so let's try it again. So I swiped the card again and tried it again, and it still didn't go through. So I moved over to the side and called the bank. And when I called the bank, they said because I had used it in Virginia for the rental car, that the $600 and whatever dollars I was trying to put on it was over my $500 amount that I'm allowed to spend for the day. So needless to say, Enterprise had already gone with the rental car. The rental car was returned, and there was no Wells Fargo within walking distance. So I'm like looking at the guy like, well, when are y'all gonna take me to the bank? Because it's the only way I got to go into the actual bank to get cash. I can't use a regular ATM. So he's like, I tell you what I'll do. If you give me your driver's license, I will let you take your car to the bank and come back with the cash. All right, cool. Had I not been a morally sound person, I could have just took off and not paid because I gave him my Virginia license. And the reason why I gave him the Virginia license and not the Arizona license is I had been telling him that I'm from Virginia and that's where I'm trying to get back to and blah, 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 blah. I didn't want to go through the whole coming from Arizona, blah, 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 blah. I just said I was in Florida and I needed to be Virginia, whatever. Had I not been one of these people who has a conscience or just straight up didn't care about things coming back around, karma, or the universe coming back to get you, I could have just drove off and left that Virginia license, which is not a valid license really, and taken my car and not paid a dang thing. But they do have the VIN number to my van, so they would have put a lien on it, and whoever I ended up selling the van to or giving the van to would have had to pay that lien. But, oh my gosh. So I went to the bank, and I took out the exact amount of money I needed for the repairs, not thinking. So I got in the vehicle and getting ready to pull off from the bank, and the gas light came on because remember all my gas spilled when the gas tank got the hole in it, all my gas that I just filled up. So the gas light came on and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't have cash to buy gas with either. So I had to go back into the parking lot of the bank, go back inside, get more cash because I can't use my card at all anymore today. I already, the 500, I couldn't anyway. So I'm like, great. So I went in and got more cash, went back to the Pep Boys, paid them. He decided to help me out and take a little bit of money off. So instead of it being 670 something, it was like 620 something. I was like, yeah, thanks for your help. But also when I got in the car to go to the bank, I realized I did not see any parts back here. So I asked him for my parts. I said, where are my parts? They weren't in the van. So he gave me my fuel pump. So I'm going to have someone look at the fuel pump and tell me, did it look like it need replacing? I don't know if they can tell, but If it does not look like it should have been replaced, then I'm going to take my paperwork and this part and go back to Pep Boys and ask for a refund for an unnecessary part. So then I asked him about the tank. I said, well, what about the warranty on the gas tank? How does that work since you bought it at a salvage place? I don't have any paperwork for the salvage place. I don't have anything. Oh, I think they do a 90-day warranty. What do you mean you think? Like, what's the name of the place? Where is it located? They don't have a written warranty that they give you when you buy parts from them? No. So I'm like, what the heck? Needless to say, I will be writing an email to the corporate office, and I will be going on Yelp and any other place where they have reviews and giving a negative review for this place. And I will not even buy parts at Pep Boys anymore unless I have no choice. I will go to Advanced Auto first and then AutoZone. Anyway, it is what it is, right? So, I hope you guys can hear me. Nobody came on to say they could hear me. Did I not allow chatting? Maybe I didn't allow chatting. Oh gosh, I didn't realize I didn't do that. Is chatting not allowed right now? Yep, it says live chat messages. Yep. It says that I can have all chat messages, but nobody's speaking. There's like 25 people on, but nobody's saying anything. So that's fine. I know some of you are probably still at work, so that's fine. Oh, there you are. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't talking and no one could hear me. And there was no way for you to, because you have to click the thing to allow chatting. So I just wanted to make sure I did that. Anywho. That's the conclusion. We're done. I'm back in my baby and I'm at a rest stop. So I decided to get out of North Carolina. Oh, speaking of which, I wanted to tell you. So anyway, someone had commented on the last video when I was in the rental car that looks like a Toyota Corolla. It was a Toyota Corolla for those that were curious. The rental car was a Toyota Corolla. I don't know why I was thinking it was a Prius. I have no idea. But I just wanted, for those of us, and I say us because I also obviously have this issue, for those of us that have any sort of mental health, anxiety, depression, bipolar, whatever, I just want to let you know that while I was driving the rental car, as soon as the GPS had me get on 77, I had an anxiety attack. I had several anxiety attacks while driving. The first one I had was right after the last live video when I was in the rental car. Not 5 minutes after getting off the live video, a dump truck was 2 vehicles in front of me with boxes, like cardboard boxes in it, and it was open top, and one of the boxes flew off the truck. And I instantly started panicking, because I just was in this situation like, oh my gosh, here we go again. Even though it was a cardboard box, still, I instantly, armpits sweating, the upper lip sweating, the nose sweating, hands got clammy, my heart was racing, like, oh my God, what's in the box? Is there something in the box? Is it going to come this way? So yeah, so I had a panic attack there. And then I had a panic attack when the GPS told me to get on I-77, because that's where all this happened, was on I-77. So I had another panic attack when the GPS thing said, it's take the right 2 lanes or whatever. I don't know if it was right or left to get onto I-77. I started again. When I went to Pep Boys, I probably had sweaty armpits, stinky. I don't know. I think my deodorant did its job. But anyway. So yeah, so I had a couple of panic attacks. And yeah. Anyway, that happens. It happens. When I injured my ankle 3 years ago, I had an injury at work, and I had it was a really bad injury, and I was out of work for 8 months because workman's comp didn't want to let me see an ankle specialist because it wasn't healing, and I told them I think I needed more than the PT. And come to find out, long story short, I should not have been doing PT. I was making the injury worse. I needed surgery, and then PT after healing to a certain point after surgery. So that's why it wasn't healing. So, but for some reason, after that injury, it took me a long time to be able to go back to work. I was out of work for 3 extra months because I could not drive. Every time I got behind the wheel, I would have panic attacks and couldn't drive. My son was driving me everywhere. to doctor's appointments and stuff. And I made workman's comp send me to a PT that was across the street from where I lived, and I was able to walk over there because and I had a boot on my foot, and I had a cane, and I would walk across the street to the PT 3 times a week. But yeah, I could not drive, and yeah, so I mean, literally just getting behind the wheel of the car, my eyes would be like seeing spots, and I felt lightheaded, and my hands got clammy, and my heart felt like it was beating out of my chest. Like I could not drive myself for like an extra 3 months. And so they paid for visits to my psychiatrist that I had already been seeing, and he kind of helped me work through it. He gave me what do you call that stuff? Xanax or whatever, and I only took like, he gave me the lowest dose, and I only took half of that, maybe 3 times total in the 3 months. I don't like taking medicine, especially medicines like that. But anyway, yeah, so I do suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. So yeah, I was okay when I got back in the van. There was some construction on part of the road as before I got on 85. There was some construction and big trucks and stuff, and there was 3 lanes, and I was in the second lane. Well, there was apparently someone had you know when your tire you blow a tire, or all you see is the tread of the tire. You don't see the actual full tire. So that was in the right-hand lane. Luckily, I was in the middle lane, and there was a big truck in the right-hand lane. I saw the tire, and he put his signal on and tried to get in front of me to avoid it, I guess. I don't know. So that kind of made me nervous. I didn't go to a full-blown panic attack, but it made me nervous because I'm like, oh gosh, he's avoiding something in the road, you know. So it might take me a couple of days when I see stuff on the street, you know, to get over the anxiety of that. It's still fresh, you know, and it'll take me a couple of days. So I have one of my edibles left, so I'll just take that. I have one of my edibles left, my gummy edible left, so maybe I'll just take that if it gets too bad. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. It's so funny, my son, last night was like, what is with you and the edibles? My mother is eating edibles. What in the world? I was like, I'm 46 years old. I can eat edibles if I want. Anyway, he thought that was like, what? She's on 420 and she's eating edibles? What the heck? Anyway. Yeah, so I'm feeling okay. I'm going to lay down for a couple of hours. I did drive out of South Carolina. I felt like I would feel better if I just got out of the state of South Carolina. So I'm in North Carolina at a rest stop. I was tired, but I just said, let me get out of South Carolina. In my mind, I will feel better if I'm not in the state where all this happened. So let me get out of the state. So I got into North Carolina, and I found a rest stop. It's funny because every rest stop that I've passed, the little parts of North Carolina and South Carolina I've gone through, they all say no overnight parking. So I don't know if that's the Carolinas, but I've never seen that before. I've never seen a rest stop with signs that say no overnight parking. That's usually what they're for. You park overnight when you're driving so that you can rest and get back on the road in the morning. Like, I don't understand. Why would you not have overnight parking at a rest stop? That makes no sense to me. But anyway, don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Please. Yeah, I just think that's weird. It's super weird. Anywho. Did you rip them a new one? Oh, Christy wants to know, give a recap of the extra charges and did you rip them a new one? So I have the Pep Boys paperwork here, just for those that think that I was lying. Because some people thought I was lying. I don't know why. I had emails from haters. Anyway. Okay, so this is what he did. He gave me a discount of $75. He said he would help me out a little bit and gave, so it was $618.78. Oh, he gave me a military discount. So he added a military discount on there, which is 10%, I think. Yeah. So it says, replace fuel tank $258 to replace the tank. I guess that was the labor. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, it was 287 before the discount. It was 287. So the outside purchase, which was the actual tank, they charged me $150 for a used salvage gas tank. Seriously? Before his discount, it was 176. 176 for a salvaged tank? It shouldn't have been more than like 80, 90 bucks. Less than 100. Like, seriously? Ridiculous. And I'm trying to see. Hold on. Shop supplies. I don't know what that means. Shop supplies before my quote-unquote military discount was $35. I don't see how much the fuel tank costs, though. Oh, here it is. Electric fuel pump. Not fuel tank, but fuel pump. Before the discount, the fuel pump was $172. That's ridiculous. What can I do? When you're out of town and you're rushed and you feel like you have no other options, this is what happens. Because had I not been needed by my son in Virginia, I would have sat in their waiting room and called around to different little local regular shops, like Joe's auto body shop or something like that. Auto body, but Joe's repair shop. I would have called places like that and asked them how much it would cost for these repairs, and I would have asked them if they had a tow truck and paid for the tow. But everything seemed very emergent and urgent, and he did give me the discount. I'm gonna, that's great. He gave me the little military discount, which saved me $75, but I still think that was way too much for a salvage part, and I honestly don't think I needed this fuel pump. I don't know what it's supposed to look like. I'll look online at some pictures and see what it's supposed to look like. But I did hear one of the guys say that, I could have bought this online much cheaper, I'm sure, and had it sent to them. But I did hear one of the guys say that it was, he was talking to the other guy, not knowing that he shouldn't have said what he said with me standing there. Something about more so the hoses and the what did they call it? Gasket or something was needing of replacing. So more so those things than the actual pump. So I might not have needed an actual fuel pump. They might have just been able to take it off and replace the hoses in the gasket or something. I don't know. Well, whoever gets her next has a new fuel pump. That's for sure. And that's probably the original fuel pump, maybe. I don't know how you would tell, but it's probably the original one. So it was 22 years old. So if that's the original pump, there's a new pump now. I didn't even get underneath and look at the tank to see what it looked like, to be honest with you. I didn't do that. I was just trying to get on the road. I'll do that later to see what kind of condition it was in. But anywho, it's done. It's paid for. I'm back on the road. I'm not going to care. I'm going to keep it moving. I don't know how I'm going to do the budget for this whole situation, but I think what I will do is sit down and tally up how much I've been spending in each category and just let you guys know what my total costs are ongoing for the month. Like food, groceries, what else? I already paid the cell phone bill and all that, but I'll somehow or another make a spreadsheet and take a screenshot of it and put it on a video, next to me with the information showing you how I've been spending my money. Because I was supposed to be giving you guys a breakdown of how I spend my money from this pay day until next payday, which is next month. I'm not sure if I can't get it to work out and look right, to make sense to you guys, then I might wait until the May 23rd paycheck and do from May 23rd to June 23rd and do the budget that way. Because by then I should have the new van, or getting ready to have the new van, and then you can incorporate the build stuff. Maybe I'll just do that, because then I can incorporate the building materials. Not that I'm going to be buying a bunch of stuff. I just have a few things I know I want to buy. So, anywho, yeah, I'm back in the van. So that's that. All right, I'm going to take a nap before I get back on the road. I'm going to set an alarm for 5:30 p.m. Take a couple hours. I think it's, what time is it now? Hold on. Oh, it's almost 4. I better set an alarm for 6. I'll set an alarm for 6 and get back on the road. That gives me 2 hours. So I'm going to get back on the road. Hey, Miss Harris. And I will do a video. Today is, oh, wow, I got to change my calendar. Today is the 2nd, which is Wednesday? No, today's the, wait, what is today? Well, today is the 2nd. Okay. So I'll do a video probably, if not tomorrow, Friday, you'll see a video from me. Oh, no, you know what? I have a video I need to edit. I have a video from Georgia that I need to edit. When I pulled over, where was I? I don't know what part of Georgia it was, but, gosh, I don't remember. I pulled over at the at a museum. I saw the sign on the highway, and I said, you know what? This sounds interesting. Let me go. And that was one of the best experiences I've had at a little teeny free museum that nobody would think to go visit. And I want to give Mr. Earl his shout out and edit the video. And I want you guys to go whenever you're visiting that area to go to that museum. Anywho, I'm going to edit that video and get that up on Friday. And you guys will see that on Friday. So I probably won't do a video tomorrow. You'll see one on Friday of that visit to the museum. Patricia wants to know, am I below Charlotte? I don't know. No, I think I'm above Charlotte. I think I've already passed Charlotte area. Yeah, I think I've already passed Charlotte area. I'm pretty sure. Anywho, bye guys. You'll see the video on Friday. I love you.